Hey guys, Scotland's Football here, back with another video. Today we are going to be predicting the NPL West Division league table for the 25-26 season. Some of you used to know because my team, Stafford Rangers. Of course, I've got the Gacka Rangers shirt on today. I probably should have put the Stafford Rangers shirt on, but I wanted to say that's a Saturday, so I've got something else on today. But so my team is Stafford Rangers, and we do play in this league, and this is step 4 of non-league football. It's something you don't know, but I'm sure most people that teams, you support a team in this league, you should know, and many other people that know about this league. So we're doing it starting from all the teams from bottom all the way at the top. 22 teams to predict. Let's get started. In 22nd place, we've got Wiston Town. I think off-field issues could affect them this season. I don't know what the team is, so it's hard to know really. And they were reprieved last season. They're lucky to be reprieved last season. And one team I knew probably would be reprieved, and they happened to be then. A few the manager's left, and he's been replaced by Chris Wilcock, ex-Lancaster and Stadium manager. So interesting to see how he gets on there. It just depends. We get some of their player news come through soon. I'm not too sure what can happen there, but I think they could be in with a struggle and finish bottom. 21st place, we've got Darlaston Town. They've moved across from the Midlands to the West Division. So due to this move, they've lost key players, so I can see them struggling here. They have brought in a few new additions, but I don't think it replaces the ones they did lose. But it's good. At least they have a good manager, Dean Gill. He's probably the best manager that can steer them through it this season. But personally, I don't think they're quite good enough for this league. 20th place, Lower Breck. They finished last season with 100 plus points in the North West Counties Football League Premier Division. They got promoted via the playoffs. But they chased Bury all the way, and Bury, which we'll come on to soon, did not have it their own way last season, and Lower Breck challenged them. However, I think this league is different gravy. They could surprise a few for the time being. I have them as going down. In 19th place, we got Sporting Kelsa. Again, just like Darlaston, they have moved across from the Midlands to the West Division, and they've lost key players. But I would say they have signed some quality additions of replacements, and they've probably got better additions than Darlaston have. And I'll probably say they're the stronger out of the two. Well, I can see them punching above the weight this season, and they won't go down without fighting. It's hard to know what we're going to see from some of these new teams. They could stay up, but I don't know really. For the time being, I've got them going down. Right, let's move away from the relegation zone. Let's move on to 18th place. We've got Kidsgrove Athletic. It was a tough one for me to predict, really. Last season, they just about stayed up in 18th place, so you suspect it will probably be similar. Their promotion form to start the season off, and it seems to be relegation battle for the rest. They started with Melbourne, but he had to step down because of health issues, and his assistant took over, and in the end had a really poor results. So pretty much a few weeks after Stafford had actually replaced the manager, they replaced and promoted within the club and made Tom Pope and Matt Reed the manager, joint managers, and he managed to steer them through it, and they stopped up. So it's hard to know. I think they'll find a way to stay up again, though. Could be higher, but I've got them in 18th place, so they shouldn't go down. 17th place, we got Newcastle Town. Another team I suspect that will be down there again this season. But Neil Baker's experience at this level is vital for Castle, I think. I think they do well. Obviously, they probably haven't got loads of resources, but they have got a few quality players. They've lost some, but I think they have kept some. And despite the ones they've lost, they've gained Sean Lawton and Tyrone Cady, two former Stafford Ranger players, in return, which is good. So I think they'll stay up, to be fair. Right, in 16th place, we got Shifnal Town. They've got a decent budget behind and got a few quid behind, and believe some of their players on £800 to £1,000 a week. So you'd expect them to probably stay up and do well. I think they'll be okay this season after just getting promoted from the Midland Football League Premier Division, the same league as Lichfield City. So So I think there'll be one or possibly two that surprise the league this season, and I can see it being Shifnal Town. 15th, we got Mosley. Well, I reckon it'll be another mediocre season for Mosley, in my opinion. They didn't look I don't think they looked a particularly good side last season. I think David Fisk, their manager, he left them after last season due to personal commitments. So a new manager's in place now, the assistant manager. I'm not sure how well he will do though. It will be interesting. They have got some quality players there. That one winger really impressed me last season, but they have lost Brewster due to injury for the whole season, which is a bit of a hammer blow for them. So I'll be interested to see how they do, but I can see them being in the bottom half next season. 14th, we've got Bootle. Personally, I think they're the bogey team in the league. Personally, you'll often see them get a really bad result, and you'll see them getting a surprise result. Departures of Sean Williams and Connor Harwood are losses for them because they're good players. But Rankin is a good signing, who was at Vauxhall last season. He scored a few for them. I can't see them finishing high, but I think they still be well above the relegation zone. Changing manager last season, their assistant taking over in Alan Morgan. But I think they had a little bit of struggle, I think, last season towards the end trying to stay up, but they just about managed to do it in the end. So I think they probably should be okay. 13th, we've got Witton Albion. It was a tough season for Witton Albion last season, but he started in a difficult predicament. The manager left a week before the season started, and unable to bring a distance in they had on the budget. And Ben Harrison took over one of their players. I think they're a decent team on the day, but inconsistency was a problem. I didn't think they were a bad team last season. They're just very inconsistent. They have strengthened a bit, so I can see them finishing a bit higher. They should be nowhere near that relegation zone this season. 12th, we've got Trafford. They did a lot better last season. Had a really good season after the previous one being very poor. I think Rio Clegg, the top scorer of the league last season, their top scorer is a huge loss, and they haven't replaced him yet. They retain a majority of their squad, so I suspect they'll have a decent season, be okay. But they haven't really, from what I've seen, they haven't really brought any other new players in, so they might need a new forward, but they should be okay. They're a decent team. 11th, we've got Avero. But they're literally going towards the playoffs near the end of the season. But I think a few weeks before the season ended, they sacked the manager left on mutual consent. Now, during that time between then when they were sacked and the end of the season, they haven't appointed a manager, I don't think. But they've just appointed a goalkeeper, Shentz, from last season. I feel he could be a bit inexperienced, but it could turn out to be a good appointment for Avero. They could possibly finish a lot higher, but I can see them being mid-table this season. Just depends how the appointment goes, though, doesn't it? In 10th place, we got Nantwich Town. They started well last season, but ended last season in a similar way. But I think inconsistency cost them any chance of getting playoffs. Of course, Paul Carden, he left them to go back to Warrington. And then John Moran took over one of the players, and he did a decent job, and he's learning at this level, I feel. And he's done a decent job there, but had inconsistency improved, they could definitely be in. That's to be a cut. Honestly, improving their inconsistency should be a keeper after for them. And I think they could challenge. However, they have lost one of the best, Kai Evans, who was one of the best players in the league last season, and he'd gone to Bury. So that is a big loss for them, and they haven't really replaced him. But honestly, Nantwich should be in the top half at least, I'd expect. 9th, we've got Congleton Town. The surprise team of last season, after getting promoted and got to the playoff final. However, I feel they could drop off a bit this season. Your second season is always the most difficult. They haven't really strengthened compared to a lot of other teams that I expect to be up there. But keeping hold of most players could be a good thing, so they could keep getting better and better. Congleton, I'm sure they'll be happy with another good season. They had a good season last year, and they should be okay again this season. 8th, we got Clitheroe. Sean McConville has done a great job at Clitheroe so far, but not many managers there in recent seasons have done that. They've had a few managers come and go. They've got a good squad. They got a brilliant attack, but conceded too many goals last season, which cost them. I think if they sort that out, they will be fine. But I don't think they're any better than any other in this league, really. But they're a decent team, Clitheroe. 7th, we got Atherton Colliery. Cleggy is back at the helm now. He came early into last season. Michael Clegg, good manager he is, and Atherton's fortunes did improve. The results improved, and performances improved. But following survival, I can see them putting on and challenging for playoffs this season. A lot of people have predicted them to do well. Not sure to get into the playoffs, they definitely can, but I think with such a small club like that, small fan base, but good team, I think 7th will be a good season for them. In 6th place, we got Motors, another team that surprised many last season, and they did finish in the playoffs. Got to play semi-final, lost to Ensford. They have lost some good players, but they have signed some new additions in return, which do look decent. I think one player from Boot, and they've also got one from Widnes as well. See if he signs some good players. I just feel he could drop off a bit. They didn't look any better than anyone else last season. He ended last season on very average form. But I think Vauxhall to get a top 10 finish though. And if none of you did know, they've got a 46-year-old player playing from Kevin Allison. He's still got it in him. In 5th place, we got my team, Stafford Rangers. Some of you wonder why we got us in the playoffs after a bad season, but honestly, if we ended last season the way we did once Neil Kitchen and Nick Amos took over, then I can see us challenging for playoffs this season. You can some of the signs we made, like the return of Joe Cuff, Sedan Sutherland on loan from Henford, with our crucial additions to our squad that strengthens our attacking options. A new backup left back, and we've improved on our goalkeeper, bringing in Callum Smith, who was briefly at Baldermere and Kitchen and had played at a few step-free clubs. So I'd say very good signing and some good business so far. For a few trials, pretty impressed. And with speculation surrounding one former player that could be on his way back, I think it could be good for Stafford Rangers this season. But honestly, I'll take playoff from the start, to be fair. Will be challenging though. 4th, we got Stadium Celtic. They missed out by just 4 points last season, and they are getting closer. Mid-table finished the one season, and then they've missed out by just 4 points. But I think they conceded too many goals, and it had some very good results, but they also did have some good results though. I think John Macken has done a great job since taking over, but I think he needs a full first season in charge though. He missed out on the playoff with Witten when he was in charge there, but honestly, I can see with some of the good additions they brought in, Stadibridge get in playoffs. 3rd, we got Chasetown, another team from Staffordshire. Chasetown had a good season last season, and they got to the playoff semi-final. But they always seem to bottle it each time though. But they should get in the playoff, but not sure where they'll go up though. The squad they have been together for a while. They have lost 2 key players, but they've strengthened in other key areas despite the squad already being good. So the Kieran Cook, Ty Webster, Todd Ferry, and players like that. They did well last season, Chase, getting in the playoffs, and I can see it happening again for them this season. Next, we got second, Runcorn Linnets. Brad Cook, I think Brad Cook will do well there. He took over with only a few inches remaining last season, and sometimes they're mid-table in the threat of relegation some parts of the season. They did well, I think, to get rid of the other guy, I think. So this will be, Brad's first proper season in charge. I think Runcorn's recruiting during the season have been one of the best in the league so far. They've been snapped at 2 ex-Widnes players, I think Matty Rain and there's another one, I think, who won our league last season with us until their demise, sadly. We've also signed Adam Rooney, Declan McLaughlin, Scott Backer, and they've had some very good signs and retained the majority of their squad. So I can see them possibly going up via the playoffs despite the recent records. So it's a tough one to pick. It's a tough one to pick, I mean. but I can see them as my playoff winners this season. But we'll see. And first and finally, the champions of the NPL West Division, I've got Bury. I think they're clear favourites to win the league. I don't think they'll run away with it, because look at Lower Breck last season. They didn't have it their own way, Bury, and they could have lost it had they not kept on winning. But they have got the resources, though, like some other clubs. They've signed some players at list level, but others have come from Step 3 1 higher and National League North, which is 2 higher. So I think, based on that squad, it's probably actually stronger than he had last season. But I can honestly see Bury doing it. I might be wrong. Probably somebody like Shifney or Sporting Cows will go on and win it. Something stupid like that. But just look at Widnes last season. But I'll be surprised if Bury don't win it. Henford should have won and he didn't. But they started with a poor manager and they would have won it otherwise, had they not had a poor manager to start the season. So I think Bury will do it. I'll probably be wrong, but I think Bury will do it. So that's my NPL West Division league table for the season. So do let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you agree, what you disagree on, and where you'd put teams differently. And also, good luck to all the teams. Good luck to every team this season. From a Staff Ranger perspective, of course, I look forward to visiting all the new grounds and welcoming all to Marston Road. So you did enjoy this vlog, do give a like, do subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications every time I make a video. I'll see you soon. Enjoy all your FA Cup games this weekend, and we'll be back for the league season start in about a week's time in this league. So I'll see you all soon. Have a good one. Bye everyone.